the sky is blue. Back on the roof. Yes, as long as he wants to think about it. Now he's seen it, he's confirmed it, and now he gets to go back and he gets to make a decision, right? From a purely utilitarian viewpoint, I should choose the beta world line where CERN never creates a dystopia. It's not his future. Suzua's wish, but it's not that simple, not for me. There must be some other way. Point of great divergence. I don't know, man. Maybe the divergence was Kurisu. There was already a huge divergence at the attractor field level because she did the whole time machine. So she'd be like, that would be a massive changing event, right? I would imagine. Or at least like had the theories that then, how would that work, man? Had the theories that, I don't know, somewhere at that event, like someone took something away and did something with it. The only other name we have is Nakabashi. We have nothing else told about him, but that's the only other name that would have like been important to that point, that trigger. Has to be something that happened in that moment, maybe. There was the scene with Mayuri in the stairwell. The whole, well, the Upa I already said, and then there's the whole, there's a comment of her disappearing or feeling light on her feet. Like that's where I got the idea that maybe she wasn't actually there. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe he was hallucinating because it was already like I said, like he's already in a loop or something like that. And so he was imagining her there, but she wasn't there. In whatever narrative, I'd have to go back to the beginning of the game to like to see that in a different way, you know? That one moment that I'm remembering, and I don't remember if it was in the building or if it was on the streets already. So long ago, I can finally explain it. Okay, that was the moment I moved to the Alpha World line, right? Yes. Okay, Dr. Nakabashi's conference went ahead as planned, and the flow of tourists and shoppers through Akiba was unimpeded. But then I sent the email. Events changed on a huge scale, from my perspective at least. Bam. But they get to summarize it to us, so I don't have to speculate and try to use my memory. And they're bringing up Nakabashi a lot. Nakabashi's presentation was cancelled. And this... Oh, that was an alternative, right? She spoke as an alternative. He was supposed to speak, and then he didn't speak. Kurisu spoke instead. And this part of Akiba was closed to traffic because I was out on the street when the world line changed. It appeared to me as if thousands of people suddenly vanished. The truth is that they were never there to begin with. Like a magician's trick, it's so obvious once you understand how it works. The real problem is the timing of the D-mail. I moved to the Alpha World line after Kurisu died. If I had sent the D-mail before she died, then I might have been able to intervene, even now, on this world line. But no, that would defy causality. I sent the email because I saw Kurisu's body. That's the way it has to be. That's the way it has to be. Who killed her anyway? I still don't know. It definitely wasn't suicide. I don't know, man. Identify the murderer and send them an email warning them off? Would that prevent her death? I mean, no one has tried to kill her on this world line, have they? Maybe there's a chance. However, to send that email, I would first have to move to the beta world line. I don't know, man. Yeah. Crazy, man. Hey, Kurisu. How's it going? Hey, maybe we gotta talk a little, you know. Oh. I guess to be fair, we'd have to have a narrative where like we get to see what happens if we choose Kurisu. We've done that for the other characters, you know? And they're like variant worldline futures. It's only fair. Maybe he gets to live a full life with her, and then I don't know, then we go back all the way, and maybe that's how that game ends, is a game to go back all the way. A couple years maybe or something. I don't know, man. Then leave me alone. Don't have to look at me. I'm not a lost little boy. Is that how you treat someone who's worried about you? Not that I'm worried about you or anything. Just admit it, Kurisu. this will go a lot smoother and puts on, well, tougher for him, I suppose, if he has to consider emotions. But you've been acting weird the last couple days. I mean, you're always weird, but more than usual. Yeah, I guess. You look like a kid forced to eat crappy oatmeal. What happened? Nothing. And why did you cancel the cracking of CERN? What? Oh, the hacking. Right. You're the one who said we shouldn't. Oh, so you're afraid of triggering arrest flags? I get it. You should praise me for obeying the law for a change. That's not like you at all. What happened to your ego? What happened to the insane mad scientist Hoyin Kyo? To hell with my ego. I like it. That's like a bit of a persona thing. Different parts of his personality. Ego, super ego, and id. Elsai Kanguru. Rintaro. And Hoyin Kyoma. Yeah, sorry. I was even getting confused. My ego, my super ego. And the id is the secret one. Elsai Kanguru. I don't know if that makes any sense. To hell with my ego. This time, it's not that simple. I have forced my ego on others before. Suzuha, Ferris, Lukaku, I sacrificed their dreams for the sake of my goal. I justified it by telling myself that it was necessary to save Mayuri. I weighed their suffering against the alternative and made my self-righteous choice. But this time, the alternatives are impossible to compare. I have to choose which friend to let die. It would be so much easier if I knew what was right. Which friend to let die? What are you talking about? I'm just a student, Christina, you know? The insane mad scientist Huyin Kyoma. That's just a fantasy, a character I made up. I bet you had no idea. I'm pretty sure. I may have figured that out when we first met. Oh, this guy, man. When we first met. What if I had found Kurisu's body back then? Let's try imagining that situation. If I hadn't seen Kurisu dead, I wouldn't have interrogated her before the seminar at the ATF. Without hearing me call her a zombie, she wouldn't have taken an interest in me. She wouldn't have come to the lab. And then he actually calls her zombie. I also thought like that there was also like I woke up this morning because I was talking about waking up this morning with a bunch of things I needed to write down. I didn't. It was Project Z or Project Z in the future, and I was like, what if that's like the Kurisu project? You know, like she was part of it, like zombie Z, that Z. You know, I was like, I mean, I didn't think. I mean, this is where we're at. You know, she wouldn't have come to the lab. Ultimately, we would never have built the time leap machine, leaving me without the means to save Mayuri. And of course, Kurisu would not have become our friend. I don't want to lose my mouse again by making that mistake. Tell me, Okabe, what do you mean? I can't meet her questioning gaze. Do I have to tell you? She's the one you should be telling, but I mean, it's her, you know. So. Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's pretty serious. I mean, yeah. And it could also be your death sentence. Yeah. Oh. Remember what I told you before? When we delete the email from CERN's database, we'll reach the beta world line, where Mayuri doesn't die. And where CERN doesn't take over the world, right? Everyone lives. Everyone is free. You made it sound perfect. I showed you the first email, didn't I? The one that started it all? On the beta world line, the events described in that email actually happened. Yeah. On the beta world line, you die on July 28th. Shit. And according to the attractor field model, nothing can prevent that from happening. Yeah. What expression is she making now? I reluctantly sneak a look at her face. She's staring across the cityscape. Her eyes look distant. I see neither fear nor sadness in her face. She got like 15 extra days. 17 extra days of life. That's a terrible way of looking at it, but she seems accepting. Caruso is always like this, always calm, no matter what. It's hard to believe she's younger than me. Her soft chestnut hair blows in the wind. She lifts a hand to hold it down. She... Oh? It's all secondhand from John Titor from Amane-san, isn't it? Gulf. I mean, how exactly do scientists prove the existence of attractor fields? I mean, I've experienced it firsthand. Even if they're right about convergence. What about the relationship between world lines? That's why I'm getting entangled, man. That's where I'm getting entangled, man. The moment I change world lines, everything is reconstructed. Past, present, future. Or is it? That's what I'm saying, man. Because now we just witnessed another leaper, man. So like that's where I'm starting to go. How do you can't do that. I can't say you can't, but I'm saying my brain can't wrap around it right now. I can't make sense of some parts of that. When you have two leapers in the same world line, it doesn't make sense to me, because things have changed and they said she messed up at least double the times. Whatever the hell she did, what am I saying? 5,000 trips, man. And they were going wrong. You're telling me I don't know, man. But you go to the beta world line, the me that your brain perceives will die. In other words, your perspective will have chosen the world line where I die instead of the one where I don't. However, why can't the world your brain perceives be different from the world my brain perceives? That's what I'm saying. Because it was making sense to me when I was using the rules the game was giving me to make it simpler. It was when I talked about the whole complexity, but then simplicity beneath it. Is that the rules were very clear, but they keep giving you one extra piece and one extra piece and one extra piece, and then it starts to become this complex simplicity, oxymoron thing, because it's a long experience. They have the room to do that, and they're giving you characters that end up making you explore these ideas without even knowing you're exploring them. Because again, like I've said a couple times, you don't have to worry and think about any of this. You could just absorb the story and go, I don't get it, but hey, it was a cool story, cool characters, But for me, it's man, it's the craft, man. The craft, man. It's crazy. So you're saying world lines are independent? Because that has implications, man. Like trains, maybe. Oh, the train we heard at the beginning of this chapter? Nice. Try to give you an easy... Yeah, okay. Go on. Go ahead. Go for it. Go ahead. If I want to take the train from Akifa to... Okay, we're going to talk about the line splitting. I can kind of see where this is going. It's just an example. Jeez. You choose to take the rest of the trip. Yeah, bam, okay. Right. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, man. The parallel worlds would be the beta versus the alpha lines. That's what I was thinking of them as. Not as major divergences. But I guess that's not what they were saying, because now they're saying that these could be an option, because right now we've been only taught that when you jump back, you rewrite things, and all the minds, all the data of the people, because think of brains as data energy, and then sending data to the back, it's kind of hacking the past, and then it's that moment makes it all make sense in that code of that world line. Code, whatever. Parallel worlds, yeah. I like to use my imagination too sometimes. So what could that mean in this narrative? We'll find out. Where's the proof that there's only one world? Oh, geez, man. Suzuha says so. And then there's reading Steiner. In other words, in unknown time travel and your unexplainable superpower. He's got to mention Ney in this, though. But when you Suzuha, there's no way to prove that she was Ishida's daughter or anything she said about 2036 either. Not without going there ourselves. Wait. I mean, because now they're bringing up a narrative scenario. I'm trying to think of like how could they narratively have screwed with the whole Suzuha timeline, where instead of our perception as an experiencer of this narrative is that she came from the future, got to the present, this timeline, but then went to the past further, and then aged, right? And then there's a whole Teeter mentioning, what if all of that is actually, like, could it have been manufactured by the first Souza, the 70s Souza, that dies, what was it, a couple years prior to this time? But, like, set something up so that, how could that have worked? So Suzuha, yeah, but this thing that we're literally standing on the roof where the time travel machine was. So it's like, obviously it was a time machine. I don't know what kind of trajectory I was going on, but it doesn't make any sense. That was a time machine, damn it. We went down her timeline. Now, if you didn't play that timeline, you wouldn't have known any of that as a player, right? Because if you only play the one thing, you just call right away in reverse. You never know. You never know. This could have just been, what the hell happened? There's still something to figure out, you know, because you didn't go through the other timelines. You didn't go as far as you could and then backtrack. You know what I'm saying? Curious. So I take back any kind of speculation I might have gone on there, because it would have been silly. I don't know why, but then why write this right here? Why give us this as part of the experience? There's no way to prove that she was Hishida's daughter or anything she said about 2036 either. Not without going there ourselves. That's the Schrodinger's cat comment right there, by the way, which they have given us. They've taught us about the idea of that, behind that, right? If there's any chance that the thing cannot be true, that the thing is false, if there's any chance something can be false, then it means that it can be false. That's it. Even if there's like 50% each hour, like the experiment, right? Yeah, but it's 50% of 50% of 50% of 50% of 50% of 50%. There's never going to be 100%. You can round, but you never know until you open the box and you see if it's that or not, you know? So it's kind of the same thing here. You don't know if she's telling the truth unless you get to 2036 and then see it for yourself. You observe it for yourself. But, I mean, that's true. But then that would imply that Suzuha came from a future. I mean, she could have deceived everyone. She could have, like, we could be interpreting her perspective in a different way. But then what does that matter to our timeline? It has nothing to do with our timeline outside of Suzuha wishing for us to reverse it. Reverse to fix her future. Yeah, but it's not her. I mean, that's where it gets. Wait, hold on. Does that get weird? Because if there is no certain future with a time machine, Suzuha would never have come back. She would never have made the wish. That's the thing. So, like, Suzuha would be in a timeline where she would only have ever known CERN to be CERN taking over the world with time machines and all that stuff. Dystopia, right? That would be her only reality. She comes back to the past in that singular world line because she wants to change it. But then to change it, she'd have to jump a world line. But if she gets Rentaro to jump the world line, her future in her doesn't exist anyways. Well, she might still exist because Daru might still meet the mother who has Suzuha. It's just it won't be the same Suzuha. And that Suzuha would never come back to the past because there'd be no time machine or CERN. But that the Suzuha we met wouldn't be the one requesting that because that Suzuha would be gone. She'd be gone. She'd be wiped out. There'd be no Suzuha. Even the Braun tube, like the donation of the apartment, all that would go away because that would have come from older Suzuha that went to the past. The young Suzuha went to the past to become old Suzuha to then donate the building or whatever the hell that the whole thing to Braun, right? And the house and then the building. Look, invested in the building. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that she's distinctly connected to his reality in these world lines, these multiple world lines he's been on, divergences. But if you were to go back to where there's no Suzuha, there's no time machine, then none of that would be true. There'd be no past Suzuha for any of this to be true. But we know he still had the whole lab thing and the whole Mayuri being a hostage. That would have come from like 10 years prior, when they were kids. The hostage thing, unless that's the bigger loop. So he'd still have the whole lab mem thing going. That's crazy. Now I've rambled on for I don't know how long, but now this will probably just tell me the next 2 or 3 clicks. And if reading Steiner is what you say, then it means that your subjective experience influences the memories of every single human being. That's what I'm saying. And that's why the last experience we had doesn't make sense. That's completely absurd, Akabe. If it's true, then you're literally a god. If he's not. But there are no gods in reality. Well, that's that perception. The world doesn't revolve around you. It's just your brain making you believe that it does. If that makes you the world's god, then I must be a god too. My brain is just as big as yours, or nay. Because nay, as a shifter, it's a shifty little bitch. As a time. Why do I keep forgetting the second word of this? Leaping. Quantum leap. Remember your favorite show as a kid? Leaping. If she's a leaper, man. There's 2 perspectives in conflict in that singular word line. That's an entanglement that doesn't work. What are you trying to say? Let's say you chose the world line where I die. That doesn't mean I have to do the same. Could they go back together? That'd be crazy. She could just use it right after him. No, but that's not possible, because see, once one uses it, it's supposed to erase the timeline from there forward. So anyway, the fact is that I am standing here right now observing the world with my own subjectivity. I already exist on a world line where I don't die. Even if your perspective shifts to the beta world line, my perspective might remain here. It's a question of where the soul lies, and I won't let you have your way with my soul. Goes back to a Mayuri conversation in on the streets. No true scientist would accept a hypothesis that flimsy. But there's a chance I'm right. A Schrodinger's cat. I can't say that. Schrodinger's cat. So when I try to say it fast, it stumbles all the time. All that. That's why I try not to say it. So you have nothing to worry about. Kurisu smiles. How can she smile? I just told her that she's going to die. The problem is that you don't want to let me die, right? But if my hypothesis is correct, I'll still be alive on another possible world line. So there's no reason to be afraid. Shit. It's just a hypothesis. The same is true of attractor fields. It hasn't been proven, even if someone did prove it by 2036. That doesn't help us here in the present. Anything is possible. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Steins, Assassin's Creed, Steins Gate. That's a mashup we can see, happening at this point. A daring armchair theory that could quite possibly render meaningless everything I've done up to now. Yeah. How can Kurisu stay so calm? She's just an 18-year-old girl. You really don't have to worry about me, Okabe. It would just hurt my pride if you did. Don't say it like that. Mayuri? Wait, is this telling me to answer this now? Because do I have to answer this now? Because it's like, it's right here. It's telling me I have to answer this. Gulp. Hello? Did I make a choice here? Displayed on the screen is Mayuri's face, devoid of its usual brightness for some reason. It's on the 15th. What? What's wrong? I didn't save. That's okay, we can run. If this might be a rollback. I heard from Daku-kun that Okin's been acting kind of strange. So preoccupied with Kamima, she didn't really notice. Even though she usually notices right away when Okarin's not happy. I'm sorry, Okarin. Don't apologize. You've done nothing wrong. Did something happen? I can't tell her. I can't. I've kept it a secret from her all this time. That's the way it has to be. There's nothing wrong. You know, you used to talk to Mayushi about a lot of things, remember? Well, made up shit. Like, the organization's four leaders, their names are back. Okay, their names are back Turkish, Virginian Burp, Balloon Drag Queen, and Wide-Eyed Gore, right? Black Tortoise, Vermilion Bird, Blue Dragon, and White Tiger. Oh. Wait a minute. The scene. When, like, when Zazua and Kurisu meet for the first time in the lab. There's like a white tiger. Was that a blue dragon? Was that a blue dragon? That'd be crazy. Wait. Black tortoise. If those two are accounted for, who's the black tortoise and vermilion bird? Vermilion bird? Okay. It's like red hair, maybe? Vermilion? I don't know, okay. Yeah, that. You know, it was really fun talking to Kadeen about stuff like that. But now, he's gotten all serious. If Mayushi's a burden, just say so, okay? Aw. Aw. I'm hanging up now. If you feel like talking to Mayushi about anything, just call, okay? She hung up on me. What did Mayuri say? A burden, huh? Then you should tell her that. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Mayuri in the dark. I don't think I had a choice. She don't answer the call. I wonder what that would have done, right? Like, I bet you that these things matter, probably. For something. She never looks like she's thinking anything, and yet she saw my doubt. Either way, I can't tell her the truth. Kurisu sighs and glares at me. The old you wouldn't have worried about anything. It's true. Bluntly dangerous. Anyway, you should go see Mayuri. I'm sure she has a lot to say. She's right. Even if I don't tell Mayuri the truth, I need to at least tell her something. I'll postpone my decision and go see Mayuri. Woo-wee. It's afternoon on the first day of Kamimai, and the crowds are finally beginning to thin out. Of course, the industry booths and cosplay area are still packed, but at least I don't have to wait in line to get in. I've been trying to get in touch with Mayuri for a while now, but she hasn't responded. I checked with Daru, but he hasn't seen her today either. Where's Mayuri? Where is she? Taking a... Uh-oh. Maybe it's just my imagination. I just can't leave Mayuri alone. I step into the cemetery, the final resting place of Mayuri's beloved grandmother. When was the last time I came here? For about a year after Mayuri became my hostage, I periodically accompany her here. But I don't think I've been here since I entered high school, so it's been about 3 or 4 years. As I get closer to Mayuri's grandmother's grave, I begin to hear a voice. It's Mayuri. I'd recognize her voice anywhere. It sounds like she's talking to someone. I approach quietly. Well, her grandma. Hey, Granny. Mayuri's standing there talking to the grave. What a relief. She hasn't disappeared. I decide to watch silently from a short distance away. I've been having scary dreams lately. For a second, I wonder if she's learned to commune with the dead, but no, she's just talking to herself. In my dreams, bad things keep happening to me. Oh my god. Like someone shoots me, or a car hits me, or I get run over by a train. It's so real, it hurts so much, and I feel so sad, and I try to call for help, but nobody comes out. Oh my, nothing comes out. Why do you think I'm having these dreams? Does she remember her deaths? All of them? Is she inheriting memories like I do? What? That goes back to those 70 million years ago? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okuni comes to save me. Oh, maybe she tries to thank you, Okuni, but Okuni can't hear my voice. He holds Mayushi and makes a very sad face, like he's going to cry, but he never does, you know. I can tell he's forcing himself not to cry. Come to think of it, both Ferris and Lukaku remember their memories from before the past changed. I used to think that memories couldn't be shared between world lines. I used to think that I was the exception with reading Steiner. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe everyone has the same power, and the only difference is how strong it is. Maybe reading Steiner is nothing special after all. That makes Mayushi even more sad. I tried to say sorry, but he still can't hear. Oh my god. Because she's making him make a choice. She knows that he's trying to save her and causing hell for himself. I don't know. And that's when I wake up subconsciously. Why am I having these dreams? Jesus. The death montage. And yet have the memories of those deaths being tormenting her as she sleeps. I bite my lip in frustration. She still stays happy, huh? Do I save Mary? Do I? Yep. It's one or the other. Or alternative world timelines? Parallel timelines? Right, not alternative, because the alternative is like a fracture, but parallel means like... Which is what I thought Alpha and Beta were. I already talked about this. Let's move on. That is my goal. But at the same time, I can't let Kurisu die. Again, my thoughts hit the same dead end. Yes, they do. They're going to go... Yep. Still staring at the hostage. Grandmother in heaven. We have more lab mems. That makes 8 of us. It's really amazing. On the 15th? Does that make 8 of us on the 15th? I was trying to think about this when I woke up this morning too. Because of that medallion we had, and there was like a couple asterisks, and I'm like, that's every time we have to roll back before the time that they become a lab mem. That timeline is the one that has them as lab mems. That's where I was going. That's why we don't have 8. He didn't have 8 initials. Something like that. Back then, Okudin seemed kind of bored most of the time. But now he's having so much fun. Is that how she sees it? Well, she's not wrong. She really does know me, doesn't she? Very perceptive. It's so busy, but it's really exciting. Especially now that Chris-chan is here. She's really smart, you know. She got a paper published in a famous magazine. Mayushi really admires her. And then there's Data-kun. Her gaze becomes distant, looks up to the sky. What could she be thinking? I go to the lab after school, but Okudin wouldn't be there, so I'd tidy up the room and decorate it with cute things, and Okudin would finally show up a little later. Mayushi would say, "Welcome back," but instead of saying "I'm back," Okudin would just say, "Good work," like a big boss or something. Every day we spend a few hours just hanging out, doing nothing. And then we go home together. We didn't talk much, but it wasn't bad. Oh, we were just there, together, you know? Oh my god. We sit next to each other on the sofa. Okudin would work on his big plans, and maybe she would read manga or play games. And sometimes we'd have a snack together. It was so nice and relaxing. I never wanted to leave. I started feeling like a real hostage, and I'd laugh hee hee to myself. Then Okudin would turn to me and say, "I remember." It was 4 months ago, still spring. The lab wasn't as lively as it is now. It was an isolated bubble of slow-moving time. Did something good happen? Yeah? Well, not really, but kinda. It must have been an illusion. We could be under attack. From Illusion Conductor, one of the organization's feared agents. He was crazy. Gotta be careful then. But you know, I'm sure that Mr. Illusion Kid Hugger Conductor. Not kid hugger. Jeez. I'm sure he's not a bad guy. Oh boy. Glass half full. Mayushi. Just meaningless chatter to pass the time. I felt so happy there. So happy I could cry. I wanted to stay like that forever. But that doesn't mean I don't like how things are now, okay? Mayuri shakes her head in denial. Finally, she stops looking up at the sky and bows her head instead. You know, I haven't talked to Okadine much lately. Maybe Mayushi's getting a little lonely. Oh. It's true, I haven't had time to talk to her lately. But that's because I've been fighting to prevent her death for like... He says weeks. Days? No, I'm saying weeks. A month and a half is what I was saying. To keep her dreams from coming true. Maybe not a month, maybe a month. No. That one, Suzu... But that's the thing. That Suzu event was... I went down a trajectory that didn't actually happen in this continuity. That Rintaro went off on his own parallel world line, parallel timeline. Yes, that one, the more insane Rintaro at the end of that one. That he was probably at that. I think he even said months at one point, or he lost track of time, like that. That was like crazy Rintaro. So that's right. So maybe it was only a couple days for this one. Because it would have been. The hell am I... Well, yes. Because he would have gone to like 15, 16, back a few days. 15, 16, back a few days. 16, 17, back a few days. Right, so... Right. But the game itself is saying that... I mean, we experienced parallel trajectories. Well, we have to reload a game in order to like... No, we don't. We would. You know the game would end. Wait, what? Yeah. No, the game would end, and we'd have to reload into something else. So that could be... Doesn't matter. Let's move on. Oh my god. The meandering thoughts here. Because I feel like I'm at the end. They're bringing all the pieces together, you know? And of course, it's all character driven. Which is great. Oh. That's not it, man. Of course you can. Oh. I always know where my hostage is. Hostage? You cannot escape my grasp. Not ever. Oh. But don't wear yourself out, okay? Mayushi's a little worried. And Kyoma is not so weak as to require your concern. When the time comes, I'll tell you everything. So stay with me until then, like you always have. Okay. Mayuri stands up and turns to the grave once more. As an offering, she leaves a brand new white lily, as well as some dango lumplings. Let's head back, Okadine. Shouldn't we get some dango for ourselves first? Back when we used to visit the cemetery together, it was part of our daily routine to eat dango on the way back. Oh. Akiba is empty again today. The otaku have all made the exodus to Kamima for the second day to battle. But come nightfall, they will return to Akiba, like a victorious army laden with spoils, and the streets will be chaos. I know Daru has gone to Kamima. The question is, has Mayuri? I hope she has. I want things to be normal again. I remember what I heard yesterday, the feelings Mayuri expressed at her grandmother's grave. The events of the last few weeks have affected her as well. After I escorted Mayuri home from the cemetery, I spent the whole night racking my brain for a third option, a way out of this mess. My thoughts were jumbled ideas coming and going, too fast to judge which were right and which were wrong. But of course, there isn't a right choice here. For in the end, it always comes back to the same question: who do I let die? And no matter how I try to dance around it, the answer is always the same. I can't choose. Is there no one else who can make this decision? Well, no. It's your perception, your timelines. Your perception is what changes the timelines. Back to the roof. Look up at the sky. 16th. There's a comment about Orion at one point. Looking up at the sky, but not seeing Orion. But, oh. I wonder if that email... There's little things like that where it's like... I don't know, man. They probably all have meaning in this narrative. And I just have to reach them in order to put them together after. Caduceus was laying in the middle of the roof. Oh, arms and legs. Spread as if making a snow angel. The image of Caduceus in a pool of blood flooded to go. I run towards her. Did I just say... I wasn't saying Mayuri, right? I was saying... I was thinking of Mayuri when... What? She's busy. Community to shovel tank. You're not looking so good, Kurisu. What were you doing? Thinking. Thinking about her death. I wonder if she has any memories of anything. Maybe it has to be like an extreme... Like an event that would be extremely altering. She's never really taken any damage or had any, like, what could she have? What could she remember that? What did I click by accident? What could she remember that would have been significant and left a mark on her or something? You know. So I keep my mouth shut. That's the first. Kudisu appears to be in the same boat. She's staring at the capsule toy dispenser in the corner. Her face wearing the usual frown. What's with this goddamn capsule dispenser, man? Remember when she lost the Upa or some shit? Mayuri? Like, she loses it, and that plot never resolves. Wait. Her fantastic hypothesis yesterday was a desperate attempt to construct a scenario where she doesn't die. Even if she believes that her theory is correct, it must be difficult for her to avoid imagining her own death. Force a smile. Ooh. The raindrops start landing on my forehead. Hasn't moved a muscle, just standing there. Her arms folded, staring at the ground as if she doesn't notice the rain at all. And now it's pouring in the 60s. Right. And when it rained and it flooded the time machine. What the hell? Huh. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. On the 7th floor, by the machines. It's been a week since Suzua's time machine disappeared, but Radikan is still closed. Oh? It's been a week since... Really? It was on the 9th? When it rained? Same here. I bet you're glad it's dark, huh? What do you mean? If the lights were on, I'd be able to see everything. Come on, man. Don't make it awkward. Oh. You're the one who announced that your underwear was wet. Just drop it. Sure, imagine the color of my underwear is I'll kill you. Oh, there's probably some of the vending machines back there. Calm down. just she's too self-conscious. Don't even explain yourself. Just move on. Just keep moving forward. Jesus. Oh no. I'm not stripping naked. If that's what you're suggesting, your pervy tricks won't work on me. Who said strip? Calm down, will you? But if you want to strip, go right ahead. I can't make out your scrawny figure in this light anyway. Another word and I'll make you eat your cerebral neocortex, you ponzu sauce. With ponzu sauce. Jesus, Rintaro. I sit next to her. Get your own stare. Yeah. Aw. You're the one who said not to speak. You're too close. Don't come any closer, okay? You can stay where you are. But come any closer and I'll push you away, okay? Our bodies gradually grow cold. We start shivering. Maybe I should take off my wet clothes. But if I do that, Kurisu will just call me a perv again. Better not. My eyes gradually adjust to the darkness. I can see Kurisu more clearly now. She's huddled up against the wall. Don't look at me. Impossible, how can you see where I'm looking? Does she have information? So you were looking. So she guessed. You gave yourself away, Rintaro. She used leading question on me. Such high level technique. Oh lordy. These people. Nerds. What are you talking about? Just a little tear in my coat. Is clumsiness one of your character traits? Don't be ridiculous. I'm a mad scientist. I bear the curse of insanity, not clumsiness. It seems like forever since I've talked to Kurisu as Hui and Kiyoma. Yeah. Suddenly holds out her hand. Give it here. What? I happen to have a sewing kit with me? Okay, I'll stitch it up for you. Sewing kit? Something wrong with that? Okay. I mean, I think it's kind of weird, but I mean, hey, if the plot demands it. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez Louise, I don't know. Okay. There's an index for that? First I ever heard of it. For real, how's she doing this in the dark? Another good question. Did you really just happen to have that on you? Get over it already. Is it really so wrong for me to have a sewing kit? I mean, it seems convenient for the plot, Kurisu, that's all we're saying. It's not wrong, it just seems like you planned for this. Wait, whoa. I was going in one direction and then my brain veered way off track and I'm like, the possibility that Kurisu, since she invented the time machine that she's left, she came back to the past. To help Rintaro make a decision? I don't know. To keep both of them alive? I don't know. But I'm saying it's a possibility now. Because of these leading narrative, these narrative seeds, these could be red herrings. This could also be red herring for people like me who look into things too deeply and maybe get veered off track, and then we still get the, the rigmarole, right? And before you get the wrong idea, I'm not fixing your coat because I want to or anything. Nice tsundere line. Don't mock me. You just happen to tear your clothes, and I just happen to have a sewing kit handy when you did. It's coincidence. That's all. And then they're hammering it down twice. Doubling down. Coincidence. Hey. Oh! The game did it again. Oh, they always catch me right after I spend time rambling through this shit. And it's just a couple more clicks away, man. And Rintaro will just say it. He'll just say it. way leaner than I expressed it. Because I'm working through my thoughts when I'm... God damn it. So now you're saying that oh my god. The sole purpose of repairing your stupid lab coat. Unless this is the red herring. They're doing this because they want to take us off the trail. Shit. It's so important I said it twice. Holy shit. My brain is getting so fucked with right now. You're right. If you had time leaved, you would have brought a towel, not a sewing kit. What's that, sarcasm? After working for a while, Kurisu cuts the string with her teeth. In the dark, man. Superpowers, man. By the way, it was dark, so I couldn't really see. If it turns out bad, it's not my fault. It was dark. That's all. I just said it's dark. This is crazy. This game does it almost every time, man. Oh, and I hope you like the color because I have no idea which thread I used. It's random? Black, red, or pink. Those are the three possibilities. Let's just hope it's not pink. Oh. Cold? I guess. Yes. I was just about to say, but I didn't say it because I'm like, it's just going to say it anyways. Why would I say it before it says it? Just give her a coat. Take my coat. I knew it was gonna happen. But it's wet. Well, yeah, but... Silence again. The words flow so naturally when it's just harmless banter, but 1 second of silence and suddenly we have nothing to say. It must be because of what happened yesterday. I'm so desperate to avoid the topic that nothing seems safe. I know I need to say something, but what? Have you made your decision yet? Her voice is barely a whisper, but I can hear her clearly in the silence of the empty stairwell. I look at Kurisu. She's hugging her knees to her chest, presumably against the cold. My decision? I know what she means. That's why I can't answer. You made up your mind? Where did that come from? Stares into the darkness, and it's probably just my imagination, but lately I've been seeing things like, oh, a strange sort of deja vu, look at that. In these visions, you're fighting to save Mayuri all by yourself, you never give up, no matter how much it hurts. That's maybe why she believes him more and more, like every time he comes back. It'd be a unique Kurisu at the time, but she might have visions and go, well, she kind of sees what he's been describing too, you know, if she was in the scene. She's like, huh. Strange, I had a dream about this. Strange. I had a weird flash about this, you know? That would mean Daru also would have had that final Mayuri experience. That would be driving him, maybe? I was thinking about something else with Suzu, but yeah. Then you come to me for help. You're so desperate, so earnest that I just have to do what I can. Not that I'm doing it for you, okay? I just want to save Mayuri, that's all. Anyway, these images are stuck in my head like memories. So Kurisu's the same. She still has faint memories from previous world lines. I try self-analysis. Maybe I'm mistaking dreams for reality, projecting my hopes and fantasies. I don't know. But there's one thing I do know. You have to save Mayuri. Aren't you afraid? To save Mayuri, I must undo the current world line. If I do that, Kurisu will die. You know, it kind of feels like we're trapped in an ancient ruin. Kurisu suddenly changes the subject. She looks around the dark, empty stairwell. Like the world ended. And we're the only two people left. I've been thinking. Say you go to the beta world line and everyone else goes with you. I mean, how? What if I can't go with you? What if I'm the only one left behind? The entire world become like this place? It's just a theory, but I guess they could hook up different headsets and stuff like that. Like, that's true. Like, I hadn't even considered that. Like, why couldn't they all dial at the same time and then go? I don't know. I don't know, because the rules were never told to me. So I never assumed they could. Don't make promises you can't keep. Kurisu cuts me off sharply, then buries her face in her knees. You asked me if I wasn't afraid. Of course I'm afraid. Maybe I'll disappear. Maybe I'll be left behind, all alone. Jesus. Or maybe only you will disappear and everything else will stay the same. Or he can... Yeah. Or he continues. He just continues. In whatever state he was in before he sent a copy of his mind back. That's how I understood it. The world will continue and nobody will even know that you existed. I'll go back to America as if nothing ever happened. Maybe. I feel hopeless just thinking about all the possibilities. But even so, Kurisu raised her hand and spears me with her glare. Do you think I would tell you to let Mayuri die? Yeah. I see your shoulders shaking. Enough of this nonsense. It's nothing but conjecture, baseless, worthless. I want to cut open my skull and excise that part of my brain that comes with these delusions. Well, Rintaro's got time to I don't know. I was going to say to do some experiments, but I don't know. Because it could just go wrong. while doing the experiments for him, and then it's game over for everybody. Behind her cool facade, she was struggling to cope with the knowledge that her very existence was in jeopardy. She was fighting that fear all alone, and now it has finally come to the surface. Of course, she's afraid. However brilliant she may be, she's still just an 18-year-old girl. Kurisu abruptly stands up. I realize that I no longer hear the sound of rain pouring on the roof. You can't save it both. You can't save both of us, correct? No matter how you struggle, it's one or the other. But no buts. My answer won't change. Save Mayuri. I hear the pain in her voice, and also the resolve. Kurisu has made up her mind. I look away and clench my fists. Her nails dig into the palms of my hand. Are you telling me to? Are you telling me to give up, to abandon you? I could never do that. You can and you must. There's no other way. No, you're our friend. I won't abandon you. Well, he's like, he's had to sacrifice others' dreams. So, I mean, drops to her knees and grabs me by the collar. I gasp for breath and she stares into my eyes. Her eyes are hard and stern. It's always like this when she scolds me. Always the same glare. Is there another solution? There isn't, is there? I don't want to live if this... I don't want to live if it means sacrificing Mayuri. I hate this choice with no right answer. Well, I hate the universe for being so cruel. She's kind of giving you an out though, bro. You know? And most of all, I hate myself for forcing Kurisu to speak these words when she is the one with the most to lose. She wouldn't even know. It'd be done. She's already dead. No one's it's done. You just find out who her murderer was and you get some justice maybe. And that's it. Just move on. It doesn't exist anymore. Is there really no other way? I can't bear it. I look straight back at Kurisu as she holds me by the collar. And tightly embraces her slender body. Her clothes are still wet from the rain, but all I feel is warmth radiating from the core of her being. But you're right here. Why does it have to be this way? Okabe. Tension drains from her back and her hands. She gives her whole body to my embrace. Thank you. I know you're hurting me. But you've done it. Sorry, I read that a whole different way because it's Kurisu and Rintaro. Thank you. I know you're hurting for me because he was too tight, squeezing too. But no, it's actually supposed to be an endearing moment. But I immediately just went to old Rintaro. It's my fault. Oh, it's my fault that I thought you said, but you're hurting me. But you've done enough. I'm fine. So just think about Mayuri, okay? Despite her fear, Kurisu has made up her choice. It's time for me to do the same. I need to decide here and now. You know the drill. The future of the world, which friend to let die. Holding Kurisu tightly, I whisper into her ear. More than anything, these words are a death sentence. That's how this started. It's just, no, it started this way, but he didn't know her. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Is he didn't know, it started because of her, but he didn't know her. Whereas when the other stuff kicked off and then all of a sudden Mayuri was the one at risk, well, that was like, that's a childhood friendship. They were very close. And so, of course, that one took over. Just took over. Because why wouldn't it have, you know? But then it's like 2 weeks with her, and like there's, you know, multiple reruns of days, and she helps, and yeah, you probably grow a bond after, especially in this kind of circumstance, you know? Especially like when he's reminded that, hey, you know what? She's dead over there. So, yeah, when I finish, I feel as if a great weight has left my shoulders. And at the same time, as if 1,000 needles are stabbing into my heart. Kurisu weakly returns my embrace when she lets go and stands up. Maybe this is the one where we find out about the future. We keep going on this one. Mayuri dies. And then we get to find out what happens in 2025. And we find out how she goes into CERN. I don't know. There's something here, man. I'm heading back. Back where? To America. The lab, of course. I need to dry my clothes. I want to take a shower too. In that case, we should go back together. But before I can suggest it, Kurisu beats me to the punch as if she read my mind. You stay here and soak for a while. Understand? We can't go back together. What? That's her verdict. I hang my head and shut my eyes. Because he's a pervert? Or because or because she's gonna set up the thing and then she doesn't have to, this could be a goodbye without it being a goodbye. Yeah, but this is not the death of Mayuri moment here. Kurisu's footsteps fade into the distance. I wrap my arms around my body. Or this might be maybe, yeah. Because he could just, yeah. Anyways. Even though it's summer and sweltering hot, I can't stop my body from shaking. I realize that part of me is relieved that Kurisu left alone. At least I won't have to face her again, to look upon the face of the girl I chose to die. I'm a coward. I wait about 2 hours before returning to the lab. Kurisu is already gone when I get there. See you. Cease to inquire what the future has in store, and take as a gift whatever the day brings forth. Horace, Italian philosopher. Or Horace. I'm going back to my hotel. Do what needs to be done. Good night. Jesus. Well. Piecing the corner. I'll be okay. And hacking. Hacking starts tomorrow at noon. I chose Mayuri. I will let. Choose Mayuri. Kayori dies. Kurisu. Jesus, I'm getting everything entangled now. Well. Anyone here? Mayuri opens the door and enters. For a moment after she catches sight of me, she looks ready to burst into tears. Now he has to explain everything to her. So we're going to get the emotional weight of making the decision, and then we make the decision. But then we can roll back and make the other decisions. So. But that quickly gives way to a smile. Boing! It's Okarin! What's up? Oh, nothing. I just decided to stop by. Every time she goes, she's in hostage mode. I swallow hard. Maybe I should explain the situation to Mayuri. But I know she'll feel guilty if I tell her. Mayuri doesn't need to know. Everything will be okay as long as we crack CERN's database and reach the Beta Worlds line. Oh, man. Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Did you take a shower? Moves behind the sofa, grabs the bath towel on my... What? Grabs the bath towel on my head and starts rubbing. Oh, because you came home wet, right? You smell good. I didn't mind the towel so much, but then she buries her nose into my hair and starts sniffing. Stop that. I jerk my head away. Mary goes back to dry my hair. You know, I didn't go to Kamima today. I was thinking about Okarin. When I got to Ariake, I remembered how sad you looked, and then I thought, I shouldn't be having fun at Kamima. That's crazy. So I turned around and came back. Oh, that's crazy. Ay. How would you feel if I said I was keeping a secret from you? You mean like Okarin and Christian are actually dating? Where did that come from? Okarin and Christian get along really well, right? I think you two are meant for each other. Oh my god. No, it's nothing like that. Okay. You don't have to tell me everything if you don't want to. Besides, it's normal to keep secrets from your hostage. This isn't the time for that. Oh, your face changed. Mayuri's hand leaves my head. I look over my shoulder in a panic, thinking she wandered off again. She's there. I grab her hand, perhaps more forcefully than I meant to. Mayushi doesn't want to be a burden. Again. So I'll wait until Okarin's ready to tell me. Just like I said yesterday, remember? And if I decide to never tell you? Well, I'd be curious, really curious. But if that's what you want... Even if my secret involves you? I haven't told you because I don't want to hurt you. Is that why Okarin looks so sad all the time? Oh, jeez. Then I do want to know. I don't like it when Okarin's sad. Even if it means you might get hurt? Mayuri replies. Of course. With a gentle smile. Yeah. She nods without any hesitation. Her smile is so sincere, it strikes me speechless. Mayushi doesn't want to be a burden. When Mayushi was sad because of what happened to Granny, Okarin took Mayushi hostage, remember? That's what Mayushi always thought. That whenever Okarin's sad, she could lend her strength to him, you know? Might not be useful, though. Oh. Useful. Suddenly I remember. Mayuri is going to die tomorrow. I've been through it once before. She died protecting me, and her last words were... Mayushi was useful to Okarin. So this is what she meant. Memories. Wait, how would she have meant? Well, she was thinking it. Up until that moment. I don't want to see her hurt. Okay. If that's how she feels, I'll tell her everything. I let go of Mary's hand and pat the sofa beside me. Take a seat. Oh shit. She's had all these dreams and stuff. She's just gonna acknowledge that they're all probabilities. I mean, she can handle it. She's glass half full all the time. Glass half full time all the time. This is serious, remember? Of course it is. Yeah, sure. Smile. Mayuri sits up straight with her head folded in her hands folded on her lap. Here we go. Everything I'm about to tell you is true. It's related to those dreams you had that you overheard in the cemetery. Friend's sake, yeah. But I ignore it and take her finger, okay? You will soon regret your curiosity, my dear, for the deeds of the great Hoyen Kyoma are many and terrible. He's getting a little bit more enthusiastic. A little strained. Not that laugh, though. The laugh is back. And so I begin speaking as the mad scientist whose foolish experiments brought everything to ruin. I start with the first raid on the lab. Tell Mayuri why I killed her. Next, I tell her about Suzuha and Ferris. About Lukaka, Moeka, F, B, and A. I describe their fates in every detail. And finally, I tell her about Kurisu. By sacrifice... He's Hoyen Kyoma right now. She's gonna think this is all a story, or is she gonna understand? Because it's gonna align with some of her memories, right? There was, well, hers. Of her moments. Her perspective. There was a lot to explain to Mary. Kept asking questions, desperate to understand the strange concepts I was throwing at her. Thanks to that, the conversation went longer than expected. Shit. It's already getting late. And that is the plan most grand and devious of the insane mad scientist. Hoyen Kyoma. I call it Made in Heaven. Says nothing. She's staring at her hands, which are clenched into tiny trembling fists. She looks ready to cry at any second. What's the matter? Shakes her head and bites her lip.
おかりんも
The whole time you and Christian were hurting?
なのにマユシーは
Maybe she was making costumes. Oh,
のんきにこ
like
そ
nothing was wrong.
こんなの
I feel so stupid.
マユシーは
I didn't know anything. Of course you didn't.
お前が責任を
That's how I planned it.
幻滅したかまより
Are you disappointed in me, Mary?
仲間を平気で犠牲にできる男故にお前がベータ世界線に行きたくないと言ってもそれを聞き入れるつもりはない
Jesus.
お前には俺の人質として絶対に最後まで付き合ってもらうぞ
Ooh.
世界に
That one didn't come out very confident.
これこそがシュタインズゲートの選択なのだ
Mary ignores my performance. She gets to her feet and lurches towards the door. I quickly grab her by the wrist.
おいどこ行く
クリスチャンに
I need to see
会い
Christian.
に行かなきゃねえオカリクリス
I
チャン
have to talk to her. There's no way I can refuse Mary's request. First time we're going to the hotel. That's in the morning. No sleeping for no one. I was wondering why she wanted to meet so early, but I understand once I see her. She's dragging a large suitcase.
お見送りご苦労
Thanks for coming to see me off.
そのスーツケース
Does that suitcase mean? Oh, jeez.
帰るのか
Go back to America?
もともと8月の
Oopsie doopsie. I was supposed to go back at the beginning of the month, but then I ran into a certain mad scientist and ended up staying longer than
もう
planned.
私が手伝えることもない
There's nothing else I can help you with anyway, and I don't want to be a liability. Is she doing this for me? Or is she trying to outrun her fear? It's not my right to stop her. Even if I did, it wouldn't change anything. Yeah. Today as planned. Cracked CERN's database and blew to Bushki. Bam bam. Mayushi.
マユリ
Oopsie doopsie.
具合悪い
Now everyone knows. Everyone gets to feel distressed together. Oh, Jesus. She takes one step, pauses for a second, then leaps onto Kurisu.
クリスチャンマユシーはねクリスチャ
Man,
ンが
making
い
it
な
harder
く
for
なる
everybody,
の
man.
やだよマユシーのためなんかに消えたりしないで
前より
マユシーだってクリスチャンを犠牲
Oh
に
my
してま
god.
で生きていたくないよ
Good luck, Rintaro. I expect Miri might say that. Yep, it's absolutely essential that I remain firm. I feel bad for Kurisu, but it needs to be said.
それは許されない
This is the way it has to be. I chose you,
俺
Mayuri.
はマユリを選んだの
You have an obligation to live.
マユリには
Pain stabs through
救わ
my
れる
heart.
義務があるのだ
Those words are
クリスはお
reprehensible.
前のために命を投げ出すという契約をこの俺と交わしたそれを保護にすれば最悪がこの地を襲うだろ
I clench my fists tight to suppress my self-loathing.
クリスの思いを無駄にする
Don't
な
put Kurisu's feelings to waste, Mayuri.
でも
Her eyes feel a little bit lighter or something like that. They looked a little bluer before.
ありがとう
Or more spirally. Purpley, I don't know. Thank you, Mayuri. That might just be this image here.
私
But
は
this
もう
was my
自分
decision
の
too.
中で
I'm okay with
結
it,
論を
really.
出す知ってるあんたって岡部にものすごい愛され
何を言い出すのだ
事実でしょ
It's true, isn't it? She gives me a mischievous smile.
だから
I would make him.
マユリが
It
死
would
ん
make
だ
him really sad if you died.
岡部はすご
You
い
don't want him to be sad, do you?
でも
But if Christian goes
クリ
away,
スチャンがいな
it'll
くな
make
った
Miyushi
ら
sad.
そうね
Yeah, I know. It makes me sad too.
でもどう
But
せ
this was
私
going to
は生き
happen
てたって
eventually.
アメリ
I
カ
have to go
に
back to
帰る
America
つもり
sooner
だ
or later.
だから
That's
別の
not
世
what she
界線に
meant.
行ってみ
So even if you move to
私は
another
アメリ
world
カ
line,
にいる
just
ものだと
oh,
思えば
that's true.
その大した違い
Just
じゃない
pretend I'm in America. And we just stop talking. That's all.
そういう問題じゃない
That's not the problem. I don't want Christian to disappear. She's the one who brought up the whole philosophical angle to all that shit in the streets, man. Like if anyone's worked out the thinking behind this, it's fucking Mayoshi, okay? No one's acknowledging it. That's all. But she's the one. She's the one. Let's stop this, okay? Don't make Christian disappear. Separates from Mayuri and gazes straight into her face. You have to listen to us now, Mayuri. She urges a gentle tone as if speaking to a child. Then she lightly bumps Mayuri on the head. Boop. Oh, she was like... To never let go of her again. While I'm off. Thank God I'll never have to see your silly face again. She punctuates her insult with a smile. Come on, smile, Mary. It was a joke. She's so cheerful now. A far cry from the shivering girl in the dark. To see her like this breaks my heart. I'm sorry. I repeat the words in my heart again and again, begging for forgiveness. Kurisu turns to go. Don't follow me. She shouts over her shoulder. Mary freezes. I don't want pity. It will only make it worse. It's true. This is true. Just gotta let it go. Goodbye. Promise me, Mary. Promise me you'll find happiness. So if I ignore that Mayuri call, would I have gone down the Kurisu line? Because I feel like that's the only opportunity I had. I mean, it's usually a decision to actually roll back. But like, Kurisu's gone. Like, I feel like I'm on the Mayuri path right now. Man, unless the Mayuri path is like, I play this one out. But then there's one for me to like, I just feel like I need to have the meta of it, you know? I need to have a Kurisu path, man. But she would be the last one. And this has been kind of, it's gone like this way. And then we've been working linearly back this way. So, technically, Kurisu's the last one we'd have to figure out. We'd be rolling back here. Maybe. But the rollback would be... No. This option here is no rollback. We stay in this line. No. We stay in this line, we let Mayuri die, and then we'd have the Kurisu plot figure out here if we were going to take it. But I'm not seeing that opportunity. There's no rollback here. To keep Mayuri... What am I talking about? Jesus Christ. It's the CERN hack. You do the hack. You do the hack, which means you go back to the other line, and then yeah, Kurisu's gone. So I don't have an opportunity to play out a Kurisu option. Damn it! I feel like I missed something. That's lit. I do. I feel like I missed something. She disappears into the station, dragging her suitcase behind her alone. We'll figure it out later. Falls to her knees, her face streaked with tears. As I approach, I hear her voice. I'm sorry. You have nothing to be sorry about. I apologize for this was all my decision and mine alone. Kurisu will disappear, for I chose not to save her. It's willpower, choice, it's agency. I chose to bring chaos to the world. You can't forgive me, can you, Mayuri? Then hate me. But even then, you're staying with me to the end. I have chosen to save you. I will let Kurisu die. So hate me, loathe me, curse my name. But I will not turn back. Nobody can stop me now. Are you sure? Because I think Mayuri slowly stands up. Then she buries her face into my chest just like she did to Kurisu. Oh, Kenny. Tell me how you really feel. How I really feel? Mary looks straight up into my eyes. I want to know what's in your heart, your honest feelings. Doesn't want to be a burden to anyone. Man. You're not a burden. How can you think that? This is about me? Oh, the ego. Because I want to save you because I can't bear to lose you. Oi? Thank you, Okudin, thank you. Mary tries her hardest to smile through her tears. And then once again she buries her face into my chest. I've been having scary dreams lately. In those dreams you always tried to save me. They weren't dreams, were they? You were fighting to save Mayushi, weren't you? Okay, you know?
大好きだよ。オカリンがいてくれるからマユシーは毎日笑っていられるんだよ。これからも
Wow.
一緒にいていい。
Wow.
当たり前だ。
It's the goddamn music, man. Ah, it's dust in the air.
当たり前だろ。一緒にいてくれないと。
I don't want to be apart from you either. Yeah?
あのね、
Mayushi will find happiness.
クリスチャンと
Just like I promised Christian. Yeah.
幸せに
Let's be happy together. This feels like an end. We will.
離さないで。
Never let go of me. I won't.
ずっと大好きで
So Steins Gate's coming.
いさせてください。
Daru, not right now. Don't bother me. I'm distracted. Let me love you forever. Oh, jeez. Of course. Jesus. Sunrise. Radiance of the rising sun pours out between the buildings. Daybreak. As the sky... Oh, it's a couple's bridge. Oh, wait, this was the hotel that... This is the Kurisu hotel when we were... I guess. Okay, anyways. As the sky grows brighter, we remain in our embrace, as if to reassure each other that we are still here. 17th, man. Wait.
それではこれを
Okay. The time has come. We will now commence the final phase of Operation Verth Handy. Mayuri and Daru turn to me and nod. Today is the last day of Kamima. Daru wanted to attend, of course, but a little begging convinced him to prioritize the operation. I take a look around the lab. These 20 days have seen constant change. It's incredible to think that at one point, this lab had a whole 8 members. Eight members. Infinity. Nice. And now, we're back to 3. The memories we made. The experiences we shared. To save Mayuri, I will undo them all. There is sorrow in me and guilt. I engrave them deep inside my heart. I'll never forget. I mustn't forget these long yet short summer days. But still, I chose to erase our memories. I chose to return everything to normal. Suzua's mission is irrelevant. I'm not doing this for the future. As long as Mayuri lives, nothing else matters. Daru, you may begin.
いいんだな。
You sure? Maybe this is still my choice. I don't do it. Mayuri dies. And then we go and hunt down Kurisu. I guess. After that very personal scene, Daru starts typing on the IBM 5100. It's already connected to this main computer. It feels like how it should end, right? Narratively, but I still feel like I'm missing something. This will get us into CERN's central database where they keep, the whole echelon, data above. We're going to go back, beta world line, keep Mayuri safe. Oop, that one I need to read. Couch sitting straight on a ramrod. What? I look at Mayuri, she's on the couch sitting straight as a ramrod with her grandmother's pocket watch pressed to her ear. She stays still with her eyes closed. Okay. Ever since we parted with Kurisu, Mayuri has said nothing about my choice. I guess she's come to terms with it in her own way. The actual work I've left to Daru, no problem there. While waiting for him to finish, I walk into the development room. In the center of the room is a time leap machine. I squat down and gently brush my fingers against the microwave surface. Okay, here we go. This might be the choice. I've made irreplaceable friends because of this thing, and because of this thing, I've hurt them. But I don't want to blame the tool. It's how you use the tool that matters. And I've got to admit, it saved me more than once. But still. I wonder, if you will, the email I sent, it's there? It sure is, man. Daru points to a string of characters. My name is there, followed by the message I wrote about Kurisu's death. 3 lines total, each 12 characters long. Oh my god. This data led CERN to our doorsteps. At FB's instruction, Weka and the Rounders attacked. Tractor field where CERN dominates the future. Bam. World line, range, okay, convergence, kablamo. intently at the monitor. She grabs my hand firmly.
おかり
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. It's okay. Looks anxious.
エンターキーを押せばデータは消せるようになってる。その儀式は
I'll leave the honor to you, Okarin. Here we go. Little symbol. Goodbye. I slowly rate. Oh, that should be the delete button. Not enter, I guess. It wouldn't make. I don't know. And
勝利の時は来た。
victory is at hand. Daru twitches at my
こ
cry.
の俺はあらゆる陰謀にも屈せず己の信念を貫きついにラグナロックを戦い抜いたのだ。
He has to complete his narrative, man.
この勝利のた
He
め
has to. I give thanks to the comrades whose sacrifices made this victory possible.
戦ってくれた仲
He
間
has
たち
to.
に
One
感
press
謝
of this
を
key and Kurisu will die. I firmly grip my coat at the shoulders where it has been stitched together with a jagged pink thread.
訪れるのは
Of course.
俺が望んだ
It's
世界
not
なり。
pink. You will never forget because that pink thread. Thread. I like it. Timeline. String theories. I'm saying. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? That is the truth, and I must never forget.
全ては
This is the choice of Steins Gate.
シュタインズゲートの
Would
選
that
択である。
would that coat with a thread disappear? How would this work? It would. If he stays in this line here, the thread would disappear as soon as he does this. That's how we would know that she died 2 weeks ago.
エルプサイコングルー
Oh,
世界は再構成される。
I sweep down my finger and strike the enter key. So it must have been the call. Fuck. Oh, it must have been the Mayuri call. I would have liked to experience that one before I get to what potentially is like the final straw, right? Which would have been this one. Shit. No? I'm trying to think of the course of events. How would that have changed? If I never picked up the Mayuri, I wouldn't have known the whole burden thing. She would have went to the gravesite. I wouldn't have gone to seek her out. We wouldn't have run into each other. That's almost certainly what it is. So I'd only have Kurisu's perspective. She might have gone to Kamima anyways, and then she would have died. And then that would have been it. I guess. I don't know how else to think through this one. That was the only option I had, and now we're here. We're definitely over 1. If there was ever a time to end this game, it's now. And it's forcing me into a decision of like, do I just roll back now, but what if I'm wrong, you know? And I'm just meta playing right now. Let's just go through it, and then we'll have to go back and find out. A little bit out of continuity in my preference, but it is what it is. Reading Steiner activated. I can't know what I don't know. You know what I mean? The world line has changed. I look around the room. Next to me is Daru. Wait. Right. The only thing we have is the pink thread. Everything is where it should be. It looks like nothing has changed at all. I gently touch my coat's shoulder where Kurisu fixed a torn seam. It's gone. My coat isn't torn. The stitches isn't torn? Uneven from having been sewn in the dark, have disappeared. There's no trace of that ridiculous pink thread. I stand up and head to the development room. Underneath the table, the time leap machine. No, that's not the time leap machine. Well, it never have been made. He might have trapped himself here, right? Because he would have needed Kurisu. That's the phone wave name subject to change. That's it. This feels like the only track you can go on. This is it. That's it. You can't tell. That's it. The upgrades Kurisu made are gone. Of course. Nothing has changed. The world is exactly the same. In all respects, save one. Kurisu was never here. I thought that I was prepared for this. But now that I'm face to face with the cruel consequences of my decision, I feel powerless, defeated. I want to cry.
おかり
What would she remember?
どうしたの
Oh man. Mary runs up and grabs my arm.
なあ
She'd have dreams of it, maybe. She'd remember maybe an idea of
ラブメ
it,
ンナ
but
ンバー004は
oh,
誰だっけ？
I need to ask. Even though I know what the answer will be. Shit. There's only 3 lab members, remember? Fuck. I mean, he knew this. The tears come. Oh. I crumble to my knees. Shit. And cover my face with my hands. Doesn't have a 4th member. I never did. Her existence was rejected by the world. Something really sad happened, didn't it? How do you even explain this now, you know? He doesn't even remember the last 2 weeks of his life in this continuity. It's here for you, Okarin. I embrace Mary. I stifle my voice and cry. Don't cry.
マユリは
Oh, please don't leave me, Mary. Please stay by my side forever. Tenderly strokes my head. Mayushi will always be with you. Always, just like this. Shit. All trace of Kurisu's existence has vanished. This proves that I have returned to my original world line. And lost 2 weeks of continuity. This is the world I struggled to reach. The world Suzuha traveled through time to create. Traveled through time to create. Suzuha traveled through time. Oh, yeah, okay, in the other thing. Because now Suzuha. That Suzuha doesn't exist. That Suzuha never. That's it. A world where the future is free. Yeah. There's no resistance. That doesn't happen. Nothing has changed, and yet, this is my utopia. I lost the Kurisu one. I did. It was that call. It had to be, man. Damn it. It's okay. This one, the rap was like, bam. It was done, you know? I don't even know. I mean, this is technically the full circle ending that I guess makes sense because it's the continuity one, you know? But it's not the one you want. You know what I mean? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. What is this? I walked away. The night of the 17th passed. The night of the 18th passed. And Mayuri still didn't die. If I miss anything in the credits there, I'll catch it in post. I had to walk away for a bit. But I caught it with a black screen. It looks like this is where it continued, though. So, I've kept a close watch for 3 days since. There have been no attacks, no accidents, no sign that anything might happen. That was enough to convince me that Mayuri is safe. Together with Daru, I destroyed the phone wave and the IBAN 5100. Now, in theory, Kurisu might never have joined the lab, but she might not be dead. Did they ask about Kurisu? There's no lab mem 004, but has he asked about that? Because there could be the parallel theory could have worked, right? Although we have lost the ability to send emails, that is a small price to pay to stay below CERN's radar. Tenoji is downstairs in the Braun Tube workshop watching TV on the 42-inch CRT. Like always, when I went to check out Radicon, I found it open for business as usual. A search of the internet turned up no mention of a satellite crash. Instead, I found a small article in the local section of a newspaper dated July 28th. It was a report on Kurisu's murder. There was no follow-up. The culprit is still at large. That's right. That's still a gap, huh? According to Daru, the police questioned me several times. This is him getting the recap. It was I who discovered the body after all. Of course, I don't remember any of that. At any rate, Mary is still alive. I've accomplished what I set out to do. It's over. Emerges from the ticket gate, waving her hand as she runs my way. She weaves through the gaps between shoppers and maids, handing out leaflets, and when she gets to me, she looks at me with puppy dog eyes. Steph, why are you crying? Mary doesn't answer me. She just strokes my cheek gently, silently. She's crying, but she doesn't seem sad. Rather, she seems overcome with emotion. Okarin came to pick me up. You waited for Mayushi. I'm so happy. I get so happy over every little thing. That's the hostage laugh. Every time. Starts with an E. Mayuri wipes away her tears, making room for her shy, innocent smile.
あのね
So Mayushi class changed from hostage to girlfriend, right?
いかにも
Indeed. I have no idea how to respond to such an embarrassing question, but she's right. Mayuri and I are officially a couple. After these long, painful 20 days, I finally noticed how important Mayuri is to me. Plus, she told me that she loved me. Thank goodness. It wasn't just a dream.
いいから
Let's get going already. I'm gonna die standing in this damn heat. What day is it? I start walking without waiting for Mayuri's response. But the lab's hot too, isn't it? At least we've got a fan, and besides, I'm thirsty. Gotta get my daily dose of Dr. Pete. It's Sunday. Despite the heat, I see plenty of shoppers laden with bags enjoying themselves on the streets of Akiba. I suddenly feel a void in my heart. Nothing about this town has changed. Yes, it feels like something is missing from my life. No doubt it's the gap that was left by Kurisu. But there's no such thing as a perfect future. That is a fantasy that nobody can realize. I don't know. I mustn't forget. This is the future I wished for, fought for, and won. I have what is most important in me, Mayuri. I should be thankful for that. I am blessed, far beyond the common man. I look beside me and realize that Mayuri's not there. I turn around. She's not there either. Oh, Jesus. It's gonna be like a trauma for his entire life, though. She's gone. She's always like this. Sometimes she just wanders off. Oh no. Anxiety seizes my heart. Oh no. Promise she would never leave me. This world light is worthless without her. He'd be stuck, yeah. I shout her name at the top of my lungs. That would suck. I search for her in a crowd, but it's too thick to see. Oh my god.
ここにいるよ
Jesus, calm down, bro. Over here, man. Calm down. I turn around to see Mayuri running towards me in her hands. It's shaved ice.
オカリン
She said it was hot, remember? I thought it'd be nice.
だからね
Yeah, I thought it'd be nice to eat something cold. Don't scare me like that. I feel so relieved. I want to embrace that small body of hers. But we're in public, so I stop myself. I take that shaved ice and hold my empty hand out to Mayuri.
捕まっていろ
Hold my hand. Okay. Oh, Mayuri takes my hand. Her slender fingers intertwine with mine.
かき氷は
Let's save the shaved ice for when we get to the lab. It's too hard to eat while walking. Come on, it But won't it melt?
しょうがないだろ
If it melts, it melts.
そっか
No, well, I guess you're right.
しょうがないわ
We can eat if we can't eat if we're holding hands anyways. You have the other hand. You have the I won't let it go.
俺だって
Okay, that's the thing. I won't ever let you go.
シーだってね
Mayushi won't let go either. Mayuri puts just a little more strength into her grip. Love for her fills my heart. Suddenly, Mayuri looks up at the Radicon.
ねえねえオカリン
Okay?
あのね
Is it
起きていい
possible to dream when you're awake? Oh shit. She's gonna see something up there.
それは
Maybe daydream?
そういう風に呼ぶ
Is that what it's called? You're so smart.
ね
Maybe she feels like she had a very important friend. What?
その大切なお友
And whenever I
達
think
のことを
about that important friend, my heart hurts. Like,
すごく
you know?
切なくなってたまにね
No?
声も聞こえる
And sometimes
の
I hear a voice.
声
Shit.
幸せになり
The
な
voice
さい
tells me to find happiness. All of that was undone. I erased those memories, sacrificed them.
その人がそう
I wonder if that voice is the reason Mayushi
マユシー
with
は今
Okarin
こうして
now.
オ
Yeah,
カリンと一緒
kind
にい
of.
られる
Perhaps everybody remembers their experiences from other world lines. Those memories may be vague and tenuous, but they're there. They speak to us in the form of dreams, visions, and deja vu.
もし会えたら
There's an in
あり
lore
がとうって
way of yeah, deja vu, of using deja vu as part of the lore. If I ever meet that person, I want to tell them thanks. I'm not the only one who remembers. She wasn't in the hallway with Kurisu at the beginning of the game. That's right. They were never in the same room, were they? Hold on. What? They weren't. They fucking weren't. Is that wrong? She went into the room, but then Kurisu was gone. She was looking for the friggin' Upa or something like that. I think so. Was that the purpose of that scene? To not have them in the same room? Huh. Like, because that probability couldn't exist? What? I hadn't considered that. I mean, I'm probably coming up with stuff that's just, it doesn't even apply anymore. I'd have to re-experience the beginning again. The sixth world line. The beginning I did, yeah. I don't know. I should remember. But it was years ago when I really started. Like when I started. And then just like stuff happened. Which strangely enough, when I walked away during credits, I was thinking my right arm gave away. This last year, I had got nerve damage in my right arm. It lasted like over 8 months and 9 months. Like hospitalized. There was hospital stuff involved and stuff. And then during that time, my right eye went. My right eye went. It's like, I don't want to get into details, but it was an emergency. My right eye was gone. Got that back in order. And it's like, why? It was the right arm, though. It was the right arm. Just like Rentaro was the right eye. I don't know if Rentaro was the right eye, but I was like, that's really weird, man. Because everything that made me delay this game. I hadn't... yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. God, and I just got the flu when they were like out in the rain and like sneezing and shit. Just coming off the flu now. That's crazy. Coincidence. It's all coincidence. It's all just RP. It's all LARPing. I just LARPed the entire thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh well, thanks God. Mayushi's really happy. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's stretching up. Not even no stars now, but it's for the sky. She shakes her hand with the She shakes hands with the stardust twinkling beyond the coat of blue. I look up too to hold back the tears. And on we walk, hand in hand. Now this is the end? Question mark? Stardust completed. I got this, but I didn't get... Maybe I got... Oh, I did. Reached Mayuri's ending. Oh, that was a Steam thing I got while I walked away, huh? 15.6% of players have this achievement? How? How do only 16% of players have this achievement? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, how do you not have this achievement? Maybe it's like replays. These count like how many times people load the game. How does that make sense? How do only 6? What do you mean? 15.6% have this achievement? That's crazy talk, man. What other achievements did I get recently? February 1st, right? Yeah. Message of Oblivion. Phone trigger. Cleared someone's mail without reading it? I did? I did? Probably on the reload. On the reloads? I don't even know. We got Endless Apotheos. Yeah, clear chapter 9. I didn't even see this one pop up. Message of Oblivion. Did something happen near the end there and I just didn't catch it? 6:03. It was like 10 minutes ago. The chapter? The credits? When the credits rolled? I'm confused. Cleared someone's email without reading it. It would have only been the assistant. But I read the one, the assistant. Oh, leave. Maybe she sent another one. Shit, I was distracted. Was I distracted? Well, shit. That's the thing. I don't even know. I mean, I have 28 out of 42 achievements. I'm missing a bunch. Locked achievements. What do I do right now? The only thing I can think of is the call, right? I don't answer Mayuri's call. Was this the beginning? This was the beginning of the chapter? Yeah. Let's give it a go.